politics, Ohio Senator Sherrod Brown, top Democrat on the banking committee, he says nobody in his state, Ohio, wants to see bank regulations rolled back. Watch this.
Nobody in Ohio, except for some bank executives, are clamoring for this bill. Nobody is saying, oh, we got to deregulate the banks. We've got to help the biggest banks. We've got to help these banks that drove us into the ditch 10 years ago.
Found someone from Ohio who wants to unshackle community and regional banks. Joining us now, Ohio Congressman Jim Renacci. Jim, look, thanks very much for being on the show. I don't know where Senator Brown gets that from, but I would have thought that getting rid of these onerous regulations on the banks with which you and I do business, the regional low community banks, I would have thought that was a great idea. Everybody likes it.
Well, good morning, Stuart, and I would agree with you. Look, for a small businessman like myself, if it wasn't for those small community banks and for the credit unions and the banks that really help middle America, you know, the small business wouldn't be able to grow and prosper. And somebody like Sherrod Brown doesn't understand what it means for that small business owner who employs those Ohio workers to have to be able to deal with these banks and have the banks have more flexibility and not have to spend so much money on this regulatory burden so that they can absolutely be able to lend more money and help the communities that they serve. This is a real key here for Ohio banks, and it is something important for Ohio.
Okay. I want to get back to because you were not one of the 107 Republicans who signed that letter to the president opposing the president's tariffs proposals. But I take it you are very much in favor of flexibility on tariffs, Canada and Mexico, which is probably what we're going to hear about today, right?
Well, absolutely. And let's face it, as a businessman, I want to see all the pieces. I want to see all the parts before I make a decision. I want to see who's exempted, who's not exempted. I want to see what the president's plans are, and then I'll make a decision. So I'm waiting to hear. I'm going to be looking forward to it. But I'm a big supporter of the steel industry. I'm just a big supporter of manufacturing in our state. And to do that, you got to listen to everybody, get all the facts before you make decisions.
Is that the general feeling in Ohio, that the president's hardball stand, at least his initial hardball stand on trade, is the right way to go?
Well, the one thing I would tell you in Ohio, people in Ohio love the president. He has a great support basis there in Ohio. Not everybody, I realize that. There'll be some come on the show after and say that's not the case. But the majority of people in Ohio do like what the president's doing. They like what he's doing for middle America. They like what he's trying to get done for manufacturing. And they like what he's trying to get done for the steel industry as well. But at the same time, I think they also like to see the whole pieces, just like I do. What is the process? What's he want to get done? Let's make some decisions after that.